Hey, welcome to Pilates with Jen, and thanks for joining me today. Today, I am bringing you a restorative flow all about stretching and lengthening your body. This is a flow that is a feel-good flow, and this is just something to do when you body might be a little bit tired or you just want to reclaim your health. To be honest, we have been sick in our households for the past 7 days. So again, I'm feeling out of touch with my body. So this is definitely a flow that I love to use to reconnect. Props for today. I do have my long box set up on my carriage, long box ways. I do have my platform extender on. Please make sure that you have a cushion or a knee pad on your platform just so it's a little more comfortable if you don't have a cushioned extender. I am starting on one yellow spring today. If you don't have yellow or you find that your yellow spring is too light, by all means go up to that blue or medium spring. Listen to your body and do what feels right for you. I also have a knee pad handy. We are going to be on our knees for a portion of this flow, small segment, and I do find a knee pad feels better, especially because my platform extender is not too cushioned. So that's our props for today. I'm going to put my knee pad down, and we are going to begin sitting on our platform. We are going to straddle our carriage, have a seat. I'm going to externally rotate from my hips. My toes are externally rotated as well. Ankles are over my knees. Both of my hands are coming to each side of the carriage. I'm going to draw the shoulders down, melt them down my back, draw my navel towards my spine. Just go ahead and melt yourself down over those sitting bones here. Trying to find symmetry in our body. We're going to begin with roll downs here. So we're going to tuck our chin towards our chest. As we begin rolling down our spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, we're going to take our arms, push that carriage away, continue rolling ourselves down, looking down towards our navel, keeping our chin tucked towards our chest, and really finding that length through the arms, letting that chest be heavy. Take an inhale, begin rolling yourself up on that exhale, controlling that carriage coming in, stacking that spine, sending those shoulders back and down, sitting up nice and tall. Let's continue that movement, working at your own pace. When you get to those arms extended out, I just want you to pause to take a moment. See if you can find a little bit more length than the one before. Begin rolling that spine in. Tucking the chin towards the chest. Sitting up tall over those sitting bones, melting those shoulders down. 2 more, just like this. On this next one, when you do that roll down and you bring those arms long out, I want you to pause for a moment. This time I want you to bend your elbows, lift your chest as you flatten out your spine, extend the arms, let the chest come back down and melt towards the springs. Roll yourself back up. So making a combination move here, adding on. You're going to roll yourself down. Let that chest melt towards the springs. Bend the elbows as the chest lifts into a flat back. Extend it out. And roll it in. We're going to do 2 more just like this. So really working into that spinal mobility, rolling yourself up vertebrae by vertebrae. You come up with that flat back. When your arms return long and that chest melts towards the springs, hold it there. I'm going to take my right hand. I'm going to thread it underneath my left armpit. I'm going to alternate, give myself, thread the needle, sorry, I couldn't think of it, really allow myself to pull on that rail to give myself that rotational twist. Bring my right hand back to the box, left hand threads under. Rotating my spine, looking underneath that right armpit, pulling opposite on that rail. Bringing both hands back to the box. Slowly rolling yourself on up. Bringing those shoulders back and down. That carriage comes to the bumper, and go ahead and just place those hands on your hips and just roll those shoulders. All right, we're gonna go ahead. I am gonna turn and face you, so you can turn and face me, whichever way you wanna start. I am starting with my left glute on the platform. My right leg is gonna be reaching long into mermaid. Now both of my toes, all 10 toes are pointing forward. My hand is onto this box. We're coming into some lateral flexion. So your abs are pulled in. Opposite hand from the box is reaching long towards the wall in front of it. You're gonna reach the arm onto the box, extend it all the way out. Opposite hand comes over into lateral flexion for big side body stretch. You're gonna bend the elbow as you rotate up, bringing the forearm in the box back to the bumper. Hand comes to the thigh, coming in for oppositional stretch. Coming back up to neutral. Inside hand goes to the box. It's coming over for that lateral flexion, really reaching, trying to create length, reaching longer than you did before. Really pushing those arms away from you. Bringing that spine back up over those sitting bones, and then coming in to the oppositional stretch. We'll do 2 more just like this at your pace. This time when you're out in that lateral flexion, both hands just hold it there. Find a little length, reach a little bit longer. Now I want you to rotate your torso towards the box. Both hands are now onto the box. You're gonna bend the elbows in, press it away. You're still reaching long with that extended leg. Think about reaching long out of those arms. Abs are still pulled into that spine. Next time you press out, hold those arms out. You're gonna go ahead, come up with a flat back, bend the elbows, come in, extend it out, reach. Again, 2 more just like that. Bend and lift. When you reach those arms out this time, hold it there. Go ahead, let's unwind, coming up, bending the arm, elbow comes into the stopper. Go ahead, come in for that rotational, oppositional stretch, sorry. Excellent. We're going to turn around, do the same thing on the other side. So this time my right glute is down on the carriage. My left leg is reaching long, extended. My hips are as stacked as can be. And abs are pulled in, hand is on that box. Opposite hand is reaching long. You're going to extend the arm onto the box, reach up over for that lateral flexion, get that big, beautiful stretch. I love side body stretches. Really think about pushing that bottom arm away from you. As you rotate up, the arm on the box bends in. As it comes to the bumper, hand comes to thigh, coming into the oppositional stretch. As all 10 toes are facing in the same direction, can you feel that big stretch running down the outside of your leg? Especially as you stretch away, really reaching, creating length from the tips of your fingers to the tips of your toes. Elbow bends in, hand to thigh, oppositional. Two more. One more full one. So really find that length. Elbow comes in. This time when we extend ourselves out, we'll pause in that lateral flexion, hold for a moment. This is where we'll rotate our torso towards the springs, move the other hand over. Both hands are shoulder distance apart. You're going to bend the elbows in, extend it out. Really try to ground that extension leg. Find the length through that extension leg. We have one more. When you have it out that time, hold it there. You're going to come up with those arms straight, kind of like a swan, and push it away. Two more. Next time you're out long, hold it there. We're going to begin unwinding, rotating our body back to the side, bending the arm as it comes in, as we come up, sitting up over our sitting bones. Hands come to thigh, come in for that one last oppositional stretch on this side. Great job. Let's go ahead, sit on our platform. Now this is where I'm going to add a little more weight on. So I don't want this carriage to move that much. So I am going to add a blue spring onto a yellow spring. Now be mindful where you come down on this box. We're not doing too many of them, but just add a little weight to that carriage. We're going to sit up nice and tall to begin. Shoulders are back and down. Arms are going to reach out towards the sides. Now we're going to begin with rotation. So I'm going to rotate towards you first. I'm going to rotate my torso towards you. I'm going to pump it twice, bring it back to center. Same thing, opposite side, pump it twice, bring it back to center. We're going to do one more to the left and right, and then we're going to add a little bit of work onto this. Now, next time you come to center, hold it there. Hands close, they come in front of you. Now, you might have to scoot your bottom up just a little bit. I want you to tuck your pelvis, roll yourself down, chin comes towards your chin comes towards your chest. You're gonna roll onto your box, trust that your box is there. Now, reach up over. Now, bring your arms down, reach those arms long, draw those abs in towards that spine. I want you to sweep the arms around towards the T. As they lift up towards your chest, you draw your abs in and slowly roll up. Arms come back to the T. Rotate to the center. Rotate to the opposite side, to the center, pause. Hands come in front of you, draw those abs in. If you need more weight, add it on. Tuck the pelvis. Carriage is going to move. You have to use your core to hold it. It's okay if it moves. Reach those arms. Hold them there. Try to drop those shoulders down. Keep those abs pulled towards the spine. Sweep the hands out and around. Palms should be facing up. Draw those abs in. Tuck the chin towards the chest. And roll yourself up. 2 more, just like that. Pulse towards you. Spine twist to the center. Spine twist to the opposite side. Back to center. Hands come in front. You're going to tuck. Chin towards chest. You're going to roll. Trust that the box is there. Come in to that expansion. Arms come up and over. Pause for a moment. Get that big arm stretch. Sweep the arms out and around. Palms are up. Draw those abs in. And lift. It's getting harder and harder. 1 more here. Twist to the center. Twist to the center. Last one. Hold. Draw those abs in. Articulate yourself down. Hold those abs. Trust that the box is there. The arms come up and over. Reach. Big arm stretch. Sweep the arms out. Try not to use momentum. That's the hardest part. Draw the abs in. Arms come up. Chin towards chest. Squeeze. And bring it up. Excellent job. Go ahead. Roll those shoulders. And I am going to take that 1 medium spring that I added on back off. I'm going back to my lightest spring, which is my yellow spring. We're going to come sit on our box, and I'm going to face the foot bar first. So sitting on the box, I'm going to sit, grab my straps. So you have the choice whether you can use the short loops or the long loops. I'm going to bring my feet so they are flat on each side of my box, and my bottom is back just a little bit further. Now my palms are going to be facing front, or they can be facing towards your hips. It's really personal preference, whatever works for you. Those abs are drawn in. I'm sitting up nice and high on those sitting bones right now. Those shoulders are backing down. We're just going to begin bringing our arms up into offering and bringing it down. Again, we're working on form here because we don't have a lot of weight. So again, this is more about the mobility in the arms. So think about that perfect posture here because we're not fighting with weight. We have 2 more just like this, and then we will be adding on. Next time the arms come up shoulder height, I want you to hold them there. Now I want you to bring them up over the ears. Palms are now facing away from your face, so palms out. You're going to come out and around. Again, sweep up. Now, this whole time, the abdominals are drawn to that spine. Everything is engaged and controlled. We're going to do 1 more like this, and then we are going to hinge a bit. Next time your hands come by your sides, hold it there. I want you to hinge at your hips. Shoulders are back. Elbows are coming into your waistline this time. Now you're hinging, so we have more of a flat back here. I want you to extend those arms straight. Reach the wall in front of you, bend the elbows, and come back in. Again, straight. So we're thinking about posture and mobility. As you come back, think about squeezing those elbows a little bit time under tension and extend it out. Squeeze the elbows. Elbows should be further than your waistline, activating that bra line as you squeeze it together. Last one. We're going to extend those arms out, and that's where we're going to hold. Now, with the flat back here, we're going to come up. As we come up, palms face out again. But this time, we're going to allow the arms come deep into a Y, maybe a little bit of chest expansion. Elbows bend back into the waistline, hinge back at the hips. So extend, lift, come up higher over those sit bones. Get into that chest expansion as the arms open wide. Elbows bend in towards the waistline. If you want a little more mobility, you could go to those longer loops that would give you some more mobility. I've tried it on both. Play with it, see which one you like. One more here. Elbows in. We are carefully going to hang those straps up. And we are going to be turning around on our box, but this time our feet are going to be on the headrest. So I'm just going to scooch myself around. Feet are coming to the headrest. Now I'm going to scooch my bottom up towards the edge of the box. Again, I am going to be holding on to my short loops. Now, if you need more support, hold up at your D-rings or hold up tighter, higher up on the rope. But again, this is all about mobility, so we don't want the weight to interfere with the work that we're working on, strengthening and lengthening. So, sitting up nice and tall, I want to hold at the short loop, sorry. We're going to tuck that pelvis. We're going to roll ourselves down. Arms are quiet. Arms aren't doing anything. They're just supporting us. Now keep tucking. Keep that chin tucked. I want you to roll yourself back. You go to where you feel comfortable. If you can't come this far back, that's fine. You go where you're comfortable. I'm going to come into extension. My arms are going to drop down. Now, I'm going to let my arms just hang for a moment. Enjoy that stretch. Hands are now going to start lifting. I'm going to tuck my chin towards my chest. As I raise those arms straight up, I'm going to hold those abs, squeeze everything together. Lift, 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 lift back up over those sitting bones. Hands come back down to neutral. Again, roll yourself down. So working a little bit of ab muscles here. Remember, you can hold, choke up. I like this extension. You could stay out of it. You can come out of it really fast. Work at your pace. As the arms lift, you tuck the chin towards the chest, or as you tuck the chin towards the chest, the arms lift. You come up, you really roll yourself up, breathe it out, and sit it up nice and tall as the arms come down and you go back to the stopper. Arms back by the sides. Last two. Tuck and roll. So even if you're here, your arms are coming up as you roll yourself up, trying not to use too much of the straps. You're using your abdominals to do it all. Controlling yourself on the way down, controlling yourself on the way up. When you come up sitting over those sitting bones, go ahead, bring your arms by your sides. Everybody to take the long loop here. I'm going to slide just a little bit further. We're going to roll ourselves down one more time. If you don't like this extension, scoot yourself up so your head is supported on this box. You're going to roll yourself down. You're going to open up your arms to the T, and you're just going to let everything hang heavy. Decompress that spine. So even if you don't like hanging over the box, let me see if I can do that right now. You could be definitely supported with your head on the box like this. Just relaxing and opening up that chest, decompressing that spine. And then when you're ready, you can bring your hands together. And you carefully, there's no easy way, just come on up on your box. All right, everybody's gonna hold up, choke up a little bit by the D-rings here or by the clamps or the tape, depending on your straps. We're sitting up nice and tall over those sitting bones, so nice flat back. We're gonna reach our arms back. We're gonna hold them there for a moment and then resist them forward. So really allowing that contraction of the muscle, working a little time under tension because we're not, again, dealing with the weight. Really working on those postural supporting muscles. Next time your arms go back, I want you to hold it there. I want you to turn your head towards the right. Bring it back to center. Turn your head towards the left. Bring it back to center. Release the arms. Let's repeat that. This time we're going to start with the left. Hold the arms back. Time under tension. To the left, center, right, center, and back. Make sure those ears are not creeping up. Those shoulders are not creeping up to the ears. Go to the right first. Center, left, center. Starting with the left, last one, keep those arms back. You should definitely feel the heat in those arms. Back to center and release. Go ahead, roll those shoulders. And then from here, we are gonna go ahead, come into some bow and arrow. So I'm gonna lift my left arm to start. Right hand is gonna come start with the low row. So left hand's reaching, low row pulling, adding that rotation for bow and arrow. Reach those arms long, then left arm pulls, rotates as the right arm reaches. So really thinking about that rotation. We are nice and warm, so the rotation should be coming a lot easier to us right now. Two more, one on each side. Make sure you finish opposite than when you started. And then when both arms come together, go ahead, release those straps. And carefully, you can hang those straps up. I'm gonna step off my box, and we're gonna be turning that box short box ways. This is where I am gonna be grabbing my knee pad. Now, depending on your flexibility, you could definitely do this with no springs. I am gonna come kneeling onto my carriage, on my platform first, and then I'm gonna have one knee on the carriage, end of the carriage. Now, the only thing that's hanging off are the edges of my feet right at the tip, right at the top of my feet before my ankles touch the platform. We're gonna tuck that tailbone ever so slightly, shoulders back and down. Hands can be at your hips or hands can be long. Choice is yours. We're gonna open up our legs, get into that inner thigh stretch. Think about keeping that pelvis tucked. Go as far as you're comfortable and bring it back in. So again, extending it out and bringing it in. Remember, you've got no hinge going on, maybe little tuck of the pelvis. Really feeling that inner thigh stretch, really feeling everything stretch, outer thigh, hips, everything. Pull it in. Let's go for two more. And when that carriage comes in, bring it all the way to the stopper. Hands are gonna come towards the edge. Now my knees are gonna move back. Let me move my knee pad back just a little bit. So now I have more of my calf, 3/4 of my calf hanging off the carriage. So now we're gonna play a part with adding our arms in as same as our legs, but we're in a 4-point stance. We're gonna open up the legs. Arms are gonna open up same as the legs, just as we did before, but this time we're gonna add a chest press, really opening up through the chest, extending the arms up, pulling the carriage back together. Pull it back in, draw those abs in. Remember how you breathe. It's a tool, not a rule. Just remember, do not hold your breath. I usually exhale when I'm moving my body parts away from me. It just helps me engage my core a little bit more. Last 2. Really trying to drop that chest down. Go ahead, bring that carriage close back to the stopper. And we're gonna move those knees back up to where we started, where you just have the foot kind of off the platform. Now we're gonna come up to a high kneel. Hold on to your box. This leg comes out straight. If you have really long legs, you can put your leg on top of this box. My legs aren't that long and I'm not that flexible. So coming up to this high kneel. Now you have this foot bar to use as well. Again, not my favorite, but a lot of people are more limber than I am. So by all means, if that works for you, use it. We're gonna go into oppositional stretch. So we're gonna come out for a big side lunge, a big lunge, and as we lunge, this inside hand is gonna come down. I'm gonna bend my elbow and I'm gonna reach towards the foot bar. So getting inner thigh stretch with side body lateral flexion. We're gonna come up, bring it up, stand it up tall, and again, come out over lateral flexion, really get deep. Maybe send those hips back, get a little deeper into that inner thigh stretch, that side lunge or side split. Back up to center. So if you like the foot bar, this is what it would look like. Coming down to the foot bar, getting a little bit deeper into that stretch. I don't have that long of legs, or I'm not that flexible, either or. Last one here. Really reach, get that big stretch, a little bit longer than you did before. Find that length for 3, 2, and 1. Come on up and bring the carriage in. Stay right where you are. You're gonna go ahead, turn your knee. So now you're facing your box. Both hands are on the box. We're gonna come into a forward lunge. So we're gonna extend this carriage out, get a big, nice stretch to the front of the hip flexor, and pull it in. So again, has a lot to do with your flexibility. I'm just making sure we are stretching everything in the body. We're gonna do one more here. And then if you wanna add some hamstring lengthening to it, you're gonna hold yourself out. Now both hands, come down to the platform, to the carriage. Then you can go ahead, extend that leg out, go into a front split, or my version. Bend the carriage in, knee comes in, hands come to the box, carriage comes up. Again, extends. You can stay with that first version. If you like the hamstring lengthening, feel free to add it in. This will be your last one. If you're doing that hamstring lengthening, hold it with that hamstring lengthening, hands onto the carriage, extend it out. Can you just bend and press that front leg? Woo, the shakes are real. Remember, you want to push yourself to the edge, but never over the edge. Go ahead, bend that knee, bring it all the way in, and carefully close that carriage. We're going to go ahead, take both hands onto the box. I'm going to move my knee pad a little more centered so I feel centered. Both hands come to the box. We're going to go ahead, extend ourselves out into a puppy pose. Drop that chest towards the springs. Big, deep inhale. On that exhale, I want you to begin to round the spine. Bring the carriage in. Let's do 2 more just like that. Drop the chest. Go to puppy pose. Round the spine. Carriage comes in. 1 more. Maybe if you're in that puppy pose, you might want to add another thread the needle. I'll give you another opportunity if you don't want to do it here. Go ahead, round that spine and bring it in. All right, let's do everything on the other side. So I am now going to turn where just my feet are hanging off of that carriage. So just the tops of my feet. Standing up, kneeling up nice and tall, high kneel. Pelvis is slightly tucked, shoulders are backing down. We're going to open up. Squeeze, go as far as you can, pull it back in. Think about pulling up through that pelvic floor as you activate those inner thighs. Let's go for 3 more. For 2. And 1. Hands come to the rail and to the platform. You slide your knees back. More of your calf is off of that carriage. From here, we're opening the legs out. Same thing, side split. You're going to bend that chest for a chest press. Lift it up, pull it in. I have a lot more range of motion on this side. Especially from the hip on the platform. The hip on my carriage is the one I've had repaired a few times. Last 2. Next time you bring that carriage in, carefully come back up to that high kneel. You're going to move your knees back towards the center. Back on that high knee, hold on to that box. You have that choice. You're going to extend the foot down or up on top of the box. Abs are pulled in, twist your hips, make sure you're square to the wall in front of you. You're going to go ahead, press, come into that side lunge. Hand comes down to the platform or the foot bar. Reach out and come on up. Continue that motion. Really reach to the wall beside you. Push that box further and further away and come up. Last 2. One more here. Carefully bring it back in. Once you hit that bumper, this is where we're going to go ahead, face our box. This time, my right foot is closer to the camera. So we're going to start with the lunge first. We're going to lunge it out and bring it in. Lunge it out. Lunge it out. Big stretch and bring it in. Let's go for 2 more just like this. And we're going to add that hamstring lengthening if you want it. If not, just stay with this lunge. Next one, hold it out. Drop one hand to the carriage, other hand to the carriage. You're going to extend out. Woo, the shakes. Bring it in. Hands back up to the box. Close it in. This will be our last one. If you have that hamstring lengthening, stay there. We're just going to bend and press. Last one. Bend the knee, come all the way in. Great job. Go ahead, bring that knee back. This time both hands are going to stay on the carriage. We're coming in to some cat-cow here. So I want you to draw those abs in. I want you to press the carriage away. Now draw the abs in, round that spine, bring the carriage closed. Again, you might have to adjust your hands. Extending the self out, finding that big cow. And then rounding, finding that big cat. Let's go for 2 more. Sending the booty up to the air. Drawing that navel towards the spine, looking towards the thighs. Last one. Go ahead, bring that carriage in. Carefully step off your knees. This is where we're going to lift our foot bar back up to its footwork position. And we are going to go ahead, sit down on our carriage. Make sure your foot bar is locked. Now you can add some weight on here to a blue spring as well. I'm okay here on a yellow spring. We have a lot of hamstring lengthening that just happened. So we're going to go in to a monkey stretch here. So I like to do my monkey stretch. You're sitting up against the short box. Now your carriage is closed to that bumper. We're going to start with overhand. If you don't like doing both, you can choose whichever one you like. It's personal preference to me. I also like my feet externally rotated. It works a little bit better for my hip. So when you're ready, you're in a nice flat back. You're going to tuck the chin. You're drawing the abs in. You're rounding the spine. As you're rounding the spine, your arms are going straight. You're pulling like traction coming out of that arm. You're straightening your legs. Now, if this is enough for you, just stay here. I want you to go ahead, flex your feet underneath the foot bar, point, bend your knees in, and flatten your back. So I am not very good at flexing and pointing in this position. I am definitely, it's always a work in progress. But like I said earlier, I am not the most limber person. I really do have to work for it. When you come in this time, I want you to switch your hands. Place your hands opposite of what you had before. Now my shoulders are kind of rotated out. Again, if this doesn't feel good, you don't do it. So tuck the chin towards the chest. Rotate flex yourself out. Legs come straight. Flex the feet, point the feet, bring yourself back in. One more here. We're going into feet and straps after this one. Extend yourself out. Heels are lifted. Can you flex them? Point them. Try to keep those shoulders away. Getting that traction stretch. Bring yourself back into the bumper. Walk yourself down. Go ahead, bring your feet into butterfly and give yourself a little tug on your foot bar. Really stretching those inner thighs and those hip flexors. Excellent job. Relax your shoulders. Let's go ahead. Let's change our springs to one red, one blue. Take that light spring off. We're also going to come up, take our box off. We are finished with it. You can go ahead. I like my headrest up, so we are going to be dropping it. We're going to do some short spine, but first let's get our feet into those straps. Once you have your feet in to those straps, you're going to begin with lower end lifts. So reach those legs long, squeeze everything together, and let's just go ahead, begin lowering and lifting here. We got two more here. Next time the feet come to 45, hold them there. Let's go ahead, flex them in, bend the knees in, frog them in, extend them out. If your headrest is up, please go ahead and knock it down. Next time your legs are long, hold them there. Flip the feet to parallel, coming into short spine, arms resting on the carriage, pressing down into the carriage. Hinging at the hips, bringing the legs up over the abdominals. As the legs lift up and over, you're pressing through the carriage, lifting that upper body, that upper torso, onto the shoulder girdle. Feet come into frog. I'm trying not to cough, sorry. Bend the knees towards the shoulder blocks. Heels towards the glutes as you articulate yourself down. When you can no longer go down, extend the legs long. Bring the feet back to parallel. So again, hinge at the hips. Press through the carriage as the legs come up and over the torso onto your shoulder girdle. Frog your feet. Knees to shoulder blocks. Articulate the spine down as far as you can. Pull the heels towards the glutes. Extend the legs long. Flip the legs to parallel. Let's go for two more at your pace. Slow and controlled is the name of the game. This will be your last one. Articulate it down. Heels to glutes. Extend it long. When your legs reach long, bring them back to parallel. Let's float up and come around for our circles. Just really opening up those hip flexors. I'm going to go ahead, lift my headrest back up. Let's do two more in this direction, then we'll reverse them. Next time the legs come up, reverse those circles, push them down, out, and around. Last one here. Next time those legs come together, go ahead, find that butterfly, bring your heels towards your glutes, maybe open your arms. If you like that reclining butterfly, bring your heels down. Just take a few breaths. Let your body melt into that carriage. When you're ready, slowly bring those feet back up. Extend them to the clouds. One final hamstring stretch. Go ahead, bend your legs. Carefully take one foot off, followed by the other. Hang those straps up. And you can carefully come up off of your reformer. And we have completed today's workout. I hope you enjoyed this restorative flow to lengthen, strengthen, reclaim your body. And like always, please like, comment, share, subscribe. And until next time, I'll meet you on the reformer. Bye.